This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, July 12th. Well, a woman says that she was being held against her will at a Pahrump home. Her escape and call for help ends with the arrest of her alleged captor.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office report that they have a suspect in custody who surrendered after a short standoff on Vondell Street on Friday night. The Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives, deputies, and SWAT team arrived at a residence on Vondell Street here in Pahrump after an individual identified as an adult female stated that she had been with this suspect since the day before and that he had a weapon and would not allow her to leave. She eventually was able to get away and met with police at Walmart to report the crime. The individual taken into custody was Michael Rodriguez. He is facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, owning or possessing a gun by a prohibited person, trespassing not amounting to burglary, and burglary while in possession of a gun. Police say when they arrived at the home on Vondell Street that the suspect was inside and refusing to come out. He was believed to be armed and dangerous. The SWAT team says that they utilized a distractionary device, and that is when Rodriguez surrendered without further incident.
Well, a female bicyclist is critically hurt when her bike collides with an SUV here in town.
One female bike rider was transported to Desert View Hospital and subsequently airlifted via Mercy Air to a trauma center in Las Vegas following a vehicle versus pedestrian accident that occurred last night. The accident between the bike rider and a white SUV occurred right off of Highway 160 and Panorama Way. Traffic was blocked by the Nye County Sheriff's Office auxiliary units. Deputies from the Nye County Sheriff's Office arrived on scene to conduct the accident investigation. According to Fire Chief Scott Lewis, the patient was in critical condition. None of the occupants inside the SUV reported any injuries.
And a man on the run from Nye County deputies since April is caught in Las Vegas.
According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, a fugitive on the run has now been captured after months. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, Eric Daly of Pahrump intentionally rammed a Nye County Sheriff's Office deputy's vehicle in the CVS parking lot on April 7th. They say that Daly damaged the patrol vehicle, another vehicle, and injured the deputy while escaping arrest. The deputy made contact with Daly in the parking lot after he recognized the individual and knew that he had outstanding warrants for his arrest. NCSO says thanks to the U.S. Marshal Service, Eric Daly was taken into custody over the weekend in Las Vegas. He was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on the numerous warrants out of Nye County, as well as the additional charges in which he allegedly rammed that police officer's vehicle here in Pahrump. Police say he will be brought back to Nye County for prosecution.
And Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are asking for the public's help in tracking down another man. Aaron Plenn is wanted for attempted murder.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and detectives are searching for Aaron Pline. Pline is described as a white male, 5 foot 11 inches tall, 180 pounds, with brown hair and gray eyes. The Sheriff's Office says Pline is wanted for attempted murder after allegedly driving his vehicle into a person operating a motorcycle following a disagreement Saturday in Pahrump. Pline drove off in a 2007 light-colored Kia four-door sedan with Nevada plate 215 N96. If you know where Pline is, you're asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. Confidential tips can also be submitted via email to sheriff@co.nye.nv.us.
Thanks to Brad Francis for that report. We'll have more news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Toyota is poised to become the best-selling auto brand in America. Fujifilm is consolidating operations and laying off workers in South Carolina, and an apartment in the Big Apple now comes with a big price tag.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Toyota is topping General Motors in sales for the first time ever. Toyota outsold GM. It happened in the second quarter, and now analysts predict Toyota is on the road to becoming the best-selling automaker in America. Fujifilm is closing 4 plants in Greenwood, South Carolina, and consolidating them into one. 400 workers will be laid off. Fujifilm company executives say there's a decline in demand for its products made in Greenwood, where recyclable cameras and inkjet photographic paper are made. And life in the big city is going to cost you. The median resale price to buy an apartment in Manhattan, New York, is now $999,000. There's a buying spree and fewer apartments available on the market.
To find out where you can see us every day, visit businessfirstam.com.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, Death Valley National Park responded to the world record temperature reading over the weekend. They say that they've experienced some amazingly hot temperatures in Death Valley over the past few weeks and days, but nowhere near the record of 134 degrees Fahrenheit. As a reminder to those new to following the Death Valley weather, the display thermometer in front of the visitor center in Furnace Creek is not official and constantly reads several degrees higher in summer because the thermometer is not connected to the actual National Weather Service, who maintains the official weather station at the nearby location. They say that this one is actually in the direct sun. They also add that the official weather station, they have not found an official reliable way to keep the electronics functioning in the heat. And until now, they really appreciate all those wonderful photo ops that you have been taking. But in fact, there was not a record-breaking weather there this weekend. Well, a spark from a grinding wheel ignited a fire over the weekend at a home on Leslie Street here in Pahrump. Fire Chief Scott Lewis gives the details.
We were dispatched for a report of a structure fire. The address was elusive at first. It was reported to be in the area of North Leslie and Galley. As crews responded, we narrowed down the address to the 3400 block of North Leslie. Our Engine 5 arrived in short order and found smoke showing from a manufactured dwelling. They quickly commenced a defensive exterior attack, knocked down the main body of fire. They then determined that there was no one inside the structure as it was used for storage only. Other crews came in, moved to a modified interior, knocked down the remaining body of fire, made sure all the closely placed exposures were protected, and the fire was placed under control in less than 20 minutes. In this particular structure, there is no electricity serving it. We've determined that the actions of the owner is what accidentally ignited this fire today. Specifically, it was a grinding operation. The dry grass ignited and spread to the structure.
Well, as parents consider whether to vaccinate their children, they face a lot of misinformation about the COVID vaccine. Dr. Christina Johns is a nationally recognized pediatrician. She says that it is imperative parents are able to make an informed decision, and she has some tips for how to know what's a myth and what's a fact.
You know, there's just so much out there that it's really hard to sort through and know what's real and what isn't. So much of it is packaged in such a fancy, believable way that it can be difficult to tell where's the good science. And I think that this has always been important in the pandemic, but especially now that children remain the vulnerable population because so many of them under 12, all under 12, aren't yet eligible for the vaccine. So I know that it's on a lot of parents' minds right now, and it's important for them to get the right information. First and foremost, I recommend for all parents to connect with their child's pediatrician about this. That is their trusted expert who not only knows the information, but knows their child the best. And that's the person who's really best equipped to help sort through and curate all of that information, be able to have an honest discussion with every family about what's best for the child. So that's number one. I think the next thing that is important is to be very careful with what you see online. I tell people to triangulate what they read so that if they read something that is supported or the same thing they find in one of the government agency websites, the same thing that a highly regarded academic center is saying, as well a third source is a trusted physician online. I think that if those three sources all line up, then you can be fairly sure sure that there's probably some truth that's in there. But first line of defense, pediatrician. I really encourage everybody to follow the CDC, your local and state departments of health. You can certainly find information from me at deardrchristina.com or on Instagram at deardrchristina. I'm more than happy to help out, but I think it is important to get the science from a legit source.
Thanks so much. And there's another mover and shaker that was in the brothel industry and strip club and even the newspaper industry. Pahrump and Nye County are saying goodbye to Joe Richards, who used to own a brothel and, of course, the Kingdom Club, Strip Club, and the Mirror newspaper here in Pahrump. He died at the age of 87 last week after suffering from a heart attack. Well, News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, Nye County is reporting that there are 44 new COVID-19 positive cases here in the county since last Monday, June 28th, reported and confirmed, with one in Beatty and one in Tonopah, and the remainder here in Pahrump. The total so far of positive test results confirmed are 3,053 since the first reported case in March of 2020. Nye County has the third highest test positivity rate in the state at 12.9%. As part of a public health initiative called Vax Nevada Days, the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, in partnership with Immunize Nevada, will give away $5 million in cash and prizes to nearly 2,000 Nevada residents who have initiated the COVID-19 vaccine process. Every Nevadan who is 12 years old or older who has at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine will automatically be entered. More information, you can find that online at nevadavaxdays.org. And please note that there will not be a COVID-19 vaccine clinic in Pahrump this Wednesday. However, Pahrump COVID-19 vaccine clinics will resume on July 21st and be held each Wednesday through July and August from 7 a.m. until 11 a.m. at the Health Nurse Office at 1981 East Calvada Boulevard at the Health and Human Services Building. They have Pfizer, Moderna, and Janssen available. Please call 775-751-7070 for an appointment. Tonopah Community Health Nurse will host a walk-in COVID-19 vaccine clinic on Tuesday, July 20th and 27th from 8 a.m. until 4:30 at the office located at 1 Frankie Street. You can call 775-482-6659 for more information. No appointment is required. They have Pfizer, Moderna, and Janssen also available. You can visit the COVID Fighter website for additional vaccination options. And vaccine information is updated at nvhealthresponse.nv.gov. That's nvhealthresponse.nv.gov. And of course, the county's number for more information, 775-751-6313. And that connects you to the main number. COVID-19 testing will still be available, of course, throughout the county. Well, if you're feeling a little under the weather this summer, you're not alone. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Neha Vihas says that there's a handful of viruses going around since coronavirus restrictions have eased.
We are not socially distancing as much as we were before. We don't wear our masks as often as we do, and we are meeting people more. We're in crowded spaces.
Dr. Vias, like other physicians across the country, says she's noticed a recent rise in respiratory viruses, especially in young children. She says we typically see viruses like the common cold and RSV in the fall and winter, but they're popping up off-season. In fact, the CDC recently issued an advisory in the South due to an increase in RSV, which can be severe for babies and the elderly. So how do we prevent an annoying summer cold, or worse? Dr. Vias says it's always important to practice good hand washing and sanitizing, whether we're in the midst of a pandemic or not.
We should be more vigilant about when we touch high-touch surfaces and making sure that we do wash our hands before we touch our faces, or certainly before we eat.
Dr. Vias says COVID-19 symptoms are often similar to those of a cold, and she says the best way to rule out COVID-19 infection and protect yourself from the virus is to get vaccinated.
Thanks so much, Brad Francis, for that report. Well, it's Monday, and that's time to meet another shelter pet in need of their new loving forever home. Darby O'Donnell joins us from Desert Haven Animal Society, where she introduces us to Lexi.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Lexi. Lexi is this beautiful pit bull mix. She has very interesting coloring. She's actually like this beiges, kind of gray, black I don't know. She's very interesting. She has gorgeous, like, hazel-colored eyes. She likes little kiddie pools, apparently. Super duper sweet little girl. She is 3 years old and is just so friendly and loves to play, and she's running around and just having fun. She seems very interested in toys as well. If you want to come and see Lexi or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, give them a call ahead of time, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Good evening, Nevada. John Kohler standing out the KPVM weather window at the fountain there on Calvada. Man, doesn't that look refreshing. I just want to jump right in with these triple-digit temperatures we've got. Tell you all about the weather coming up.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studio. So lovely to see you there today. Look at this weather. It's crazy. 3 digits and the truth. 105 degrees, 108 up north. Cool spot in the state. Tonopah, 98 degrees. Every place else, Goldfield, there's triple digits. Beatty at 110. Amargosa at 113. Las Vegas, just a titch cooler at 111 degrees. Not in Death Valley, 124. Here in the Paradise Pahrump, well, let's look at it. 110 degrees. Yes, sir. It was 112 earlier. Southwesterly winds 11 miles per hour, kind of moderating some of that heat, but not too much. Sun rose this morning at 5:36 a.m. It'll set this evening about 8:02. And a couple more minutes of night to celebrate. Hooray. All right. 86 degrees is where we're heading tonight, and that'll feel sweltering in the heat of the night, but those easterly winds to 11 miles per hour sets us up nicely for a little bit of a cloudy day tomorrow, and then a whole bunch of clear skies for the rest of the week. We're looking at triple digits plus 107, 105. Looks like it's, be coming down like 5-6 degrees between now and next Monday, but winds staying steady and fairly kind at under 15 miles per hour. It's going to be just kind of one of those sweltery, dingy, dangerous weather weeks, so enjoy it, strap down. We could mail this to someplace colder and they'll appreciate it. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. And you got to stay out of that fountain, by the way. I'm telling you, you'll get in trouble again. Well, Clark County and Henderson officials and community partners have announced the grand opening of the 5th Harbor Juvenile Assessment Center in the Las Vegas Valley in the city of Henderson. It's right there on Lake Mead Parkway at Suite 207, and they sent us this PSA.
I think I'd be locked up right now if it weren't for the harbor.
Fighting drug or alcohol use and changes in behavior are all warning signs that a youth may need help.
I got in a fight and got expelled from school, and my mom took me to the harbor for help.
The harbor is a safe haven for troubled kids and their families. The goal is to give them resources so problems don't escalate. We know kids in crisis can become adults in crisis. Prevention and early intervention work.
They helped me get my life back on track. Sometimes you just need a fresh start.
The harbor offers hope and second chances.
And we do have another video that's coming up. This one is going to be really exciting, and it is from Lou Ferrigno. And now, if any of you are big Incredible Hulk fans from the original Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, George Chase has sent us this video, and Lou is inviting you down to Hypno Comics this Saturday from 11 until 2 p.m.
Everyone, Big Lou Ferrigno here. This Saturday, July 17th, I'm going to be at Hypno Comic from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's in Pahrump, Nevada. It's at 720 East Street, Suite number 1. Once again, I'll be at Hypno Comics this Saturday, July 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and have my posters, my pictures. Never did a signing ever before in Vegas and that area of Nevada. Can't wait to see you all. Come on down. Don't be ashamed. I'm ready to Hulk out. Can't wait to meet you all. God bless you. Looking forward to seeing you all.
Can't wait to see Lou Ferrigno down there at Hypno Comics this Saturday. Once again, of course, Hypno Comics, if you find them on Facebook, you'll get all these new updates. We'll see you down there. But also, right across from Hypno Comics is the Chief Tacoma Cemetery, and that inside of there is the Veterans Memorial. And on August 7th, they're going to have a Purple Heart ceremony. That's from 6:30 until 7:30 p.m. The public is invited. The Purple Heart ceremony, of course, is to honor and remember those who have been wounded or lost their life during combat. Combat. Once again, that's August 7th, Purple Heart Day from 6:30 until 7:30 p.m. Please arrive early. Spring Mountain Motorsports is having a job fair, and that's this Thursday, and they are having it for a short period of time. That's from 9 a.m. until 10:30 a.m., and that's right there on South Highway 160 near Gamebird Road. There's all types of job openings that they are hiring for the summer position, and that includes driving instructors, shop service advisors, shop service technicians, sales analysis technicians, and even accounting positions. So of course you want to be down there and be prepared to do an interview on the spot at Spring Mountain Motorsports. You can find out more online by looking them up, and we're just coming down this Thursday from 9 a.m. until 10:30. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. We hope you have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow. How are we doing on time?